But while we've got the hippo in front of us, I'm gonna stay with him. So you can see it's very, very shallow for a hippo to be in. And I think, what was that? Oh, it's just leaves on his back. I thought maybe he had some wounds. You can see, so he would get quite sunburnt in here, but there's still some water to protect him. And when he's a bit older, he can challenge for a nice deep pool full of ladies. Goodbye, Mr. Hippo. Sorry, we went through a bit of a bad signal, that's why I stopped telling the story, but I'll start again now. As I said there, just to recap in case anyone missed, I was working as a tracker during one of my school holidays for my dad in northern Botswana, and we were waiting. There was a big herd of buffalo nearby, and we knew this pride of lions was going to definitely try hunt them that night. So we were waiting on the edge of sort of Mopani and silver cluster leaf thickets. They were lying on the edge, and it was quite next to this sort of expansive floodplain near the Kwanda River. And what happened was that there was only one young male in the pride. He was probably around 2 years, about the same age as those young males we saw this morning. And a honey badger came down the road towards him, and honey badger trots like he owns everything. Off he came, drop, and he stopped. He saw the lions, looked at the lions, and was like, nah, and carried on, running straight past the lions. All the older, more experienced lions, they sort of lifted their head and went, put their head back down. The young male decides, no, he's going to catch this thing. So he bounds after it, grabs the honey badger, and then the honey badger just turns into like a little ball of fury, making all sorts of noises and scratches and fighting whites. And after a minute, not even a minute, probably 15-20 seconds of this, and lion howling and honey badger snarling and just pandemonium, it turns out the male lion has now got his paw in the middle of the honey badger's back, like this, and flat. And so he's got that, and now the honey badger's sort of stuck in the sand like that. Now the male lion doesn't know what to do. So every time he lifts his paw a little bit, the honey badger goes and tries to bite him, so he pushes him down again. And so it was, and this went on for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, with him just holding this honey badger flat in the sand. And then the lionesses got up, they started stretching and moving back and going after the buffalo herd. And you could see that sort of male lion looking at the honey badger, looking at the lionesses, looking at the honey badger, looking at the lionesses. And they start walking away. Now you can see him look, and it's like, oh no, what have I done? And then after about 5 minutes, we couldn't see the lionesses. You see this male lion thinking, it's like, okay, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? And you could almost see him count in his head. He went, 1, 2, 3, and he pushed the honey badger almost under the sand, and then jumped off the back of the honey badger and ran after the lionesses. And a honey badger is not very fast when he runs, but he still chased them for a good 100 meters, going and just complaining at the lion. But I think that young male lion learned a very important lesson that day.